Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marisa Diaz, and on this channel I share information about nutrition, weight loss, and healthy lifestyle. So if you like to get notified every time that I put out a new video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, if you enjoy the video at the end, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So in today's video, we are going to talk about intermittent fasting. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw in there a couple of weeks ago that I posted that I was going to start a little experiment. So I actually was going to do, and I did, 2 weeks of intermittent fasting, and I documented a little bit of my journey along the 2 weeks, and then I documented my weight, and I documented a lot of other information, just so I could share it with you. And the reason why I did this, it wasn't because I wanted to lose weight, or I didn't have a specific reason why, something that I wanted to accomplish, except I just wanted to try it for myself. I've heard a lot of people talk about intermittent fasting, and I've heard about all the benefits, and some people love it, some people hate it. So I like to be able to speak out of experience. So that's why I decided to do this for 2 weeks, and so that I could document it and that I could make a video and share it with you. So before I go through my 2-week experiment, I'm going to share a little bit about what intermittent fasting is. Most of you probably already know, this will be just very quick. So intermittent fasting pretty much just means you stop consuming any calories at all for a specific period of time. So there's different ways that you can do intermittent fasting. There's alternate day fasting, which means that you fast for an entire day and then you eat normal one day, then you go ahead and fast again for an entire day, and then you eat for another day, and then so on, so on, so on. And then we have the once per week, which means that you fast for an entire day once a week. And then for the rest of the week, you eat normal. And then for one day, you fast those entire 24 hours. So definitely the most popular one will be the 16-8, which is the one where you fast for 16 hours and then you eat during 8 hours. So that means either you start eating at 10 a.m. and stop at 5, or it can be starting at 10 and stopping at 6, or the most popular one, which is starting at noon and ending at 6, which is the one that I did. I decided to go with the 16-8, and I would start at around noon and end at 8 p.m. Okay, so those are definitely some of the most popular ones. Some people say that whenever you're starting to do intermittent fasting, it might be easier to start with a 12-hour fast instead of a 16-hour fast. So maybe you could start with something like that if you want to ease into it and see if that's something that you like. You can start doing 12 hours of fasting and then gradually go up to 16 hours of fasting, or even to go up to a full day of fasting, or an alternate day of fasting, or something like that, depending of course on what you want to do. So today is my first day of doing intermittent fasting. It's the afternoon, it's 5:09 right now. The way I'm doing this is I'm only eating between noon and 8 p.m. So this morning was rough. I'm used to having breakfast plus 1 or 2 snacks just before I have lunch. So today I didn't have anything. Sorry, Luna's being dramatic again. So today I didn't have anything until noon. I did have 2 cups of tea and a cup of coffee and a ton of water to try and help with the hunger. But I mean, it was fine. I'm just not used to it. So I was hungry and I was getting grumpy. So I made sure to eat pretty much almost at noon. I was eating by 12:03. It's been fine since then. I had my regular lunch and I had a bunch of snacks. I'm gonna work out now and then have dinner and be done eating by 8. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. Now, while I was doing some research about intermittent fasting, I did see that there is a ton of different benefits to doing this. So I'll give you the 5 benefits that I saw a lot of different studies mentioned over and over again. Of course, the first one is weight and fat loss. The second benefit also is reduced inflammation. It also says that it can help with your energy level, so it can help give you more energy. It can also help with mental clarity and concentration, which I find incredibly hard to concentrate whenever I'm hungry, but they say that it helps with that. And then lastly, it also claims to help with regulating blood glucose. Okay, so that was, in a few words, just a little summary of what intermittent fasting is, the different types or the most popular types, and then some of the benefits. So today is day 3. Wait, is it? No, sorry. Today is day 4 of doing intermittent fasting. And I mean, honestly, I don't think it's been that bad. I've still been counting my calories. I do make sure that I don't eat anything after 8. And then I do like have cravings after 8, like I want a little snack or something, but it hasn't been anything too bad that has made me want to like break the fast. So far it's been going good. I haven't been bloated at all. I've been eating pretty normal, so everything's good so far. Something that I did do is I added a little bit of cinnamon to my coffee this morning, and that was really good. It was a game changer on my black coffee. So yeah, that's the update so far. So I started, like I said, 2 weeks ago. Yesterday was the last day that I did the intermittent fasting for the experiment. So throughout this video, I'll be showing you the clips of the updates that I did throughout the 2 weeks so that you can see me throughout the process and see what my thoughts were throughout the process. But I mean, I'm going to be fully honest with you. I thought I was gonna hate it. I really thought it wasn't gonna be my thing. I hate being hungry. From the moment that I wake up until noon, I eat breakfast, and then I probably have about 2 snacks by the time noon comes. So I really thought it was going to be very, very hard to not eat anything until noon. And then I snack a lot at night. If you've seen my previous videos, for example, like my what I eat in a day video, if you haven't, I'll put it right up here, and I'll also add it on the description below. But if you've seen one of those videos, you'll know that I love snacking. I snack a lot, and I love my breakfast, and I usually don't drink coffee. I also thought that I was just going to feel bad, like I wasn't gonna have any energy. Like I just had a lot of ideas in my head, and also this is why I wanted to do the experiment, because I thought about all of these things, but I didn't know for sure if they were gonna happen or not, because I had never actually tried intermittent fasting. I of course researched like what are the things that you can eat and what you can't eat, and pretty much when you're fasting you can't have anything that has calories on it. So it's not just anything that you can chew or eat, it just cannot have any calories at all. So no juices, no smoothies, no coffees with milk and sweeteners and things like that. So I just drank black coffee with a little bit of cinnamon. Also, if you've seen my videos, you know that I normally drink my powdered greens in the morning. I could not drink those because that has calories. So it was literally just black coffee with cinnamon in the morning, and I didn't have anything else until noon. Of course, water. Sometimes I will also have a tea. So that's it. That's all I would have. Then by the time noon came, I would have lunch. And then between noon and dinner, I would have my regular snacks. And then I would have dinner when I got home, and I would stop eating at 8 p.m. Sometimes I did start earlier than noon, because mostly when I was at work, it was either because I had an appointment or I had a call or I had a meeting. I pretty much had something to do closer to the noonish area, so I would have to eat earlier, because of course I did not want to eat any later than that because I was starving. So sometimes I would start eating earlier, but of course those days I would stop eating earlier too. The first day was really tough, and then also a day that was really hard was the day that I decided I normally work out in the afternoons. I go to work and then I work out after work before having dinner. And this day I actually decided to wake up early and work out early. I did not think that through because I got really hungry because I had worked out in the morning. I also woke up earlier, so I was awake for more hours. So of course at around 10 I was starving. So that was not smart on my end. I did not make that mistake again. And then something that did help, for example, in the weekends, is I would wake up later. So then I would only be up for maybe 2 or 3 hours, before it was time to have lunch. So the weekends were great. It was tougher during the week when I had to go to work, and definitely the day that I worked out in the morning. In the evenings, I realized that it wasn't as hard for me not to have snacks, except for the weekends. There was actually a day that I completely forgot that I was doing intermittent fasting, and my boyfriend just asked me at around like 9 p.m. like, hey, do you want a snack? I think it was M&Ms. And I was like, sure, I'll have a couple. And then by the time I was like eating my last one, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot I was doing intermittent fasting. Now, the good thing about intermittent fasting, though, is that it's not like keto, that once you go out of ketosis, it takes you days to get back. With intermittent fasting, I mean, okay, fine, you broke the fast, but then you just start it again. And today is the 6th day on my intermittent fasting 14-day challenge. It's my first weekend doing intermittent fasting. So I thought weekends would probably be a little bit harder because normally my boyfriend and I have breakfast together, and then we normally order food. And then I feel like we just eat more. We'll see. I don't know if tomorrow maybe I'll prepare breakfast for him, and maybe that it'll be hard. I also learned that pre-workout breaks your fast. Luckily, I learned that really early in this process, so I only had pre-workout of one day, which was Monday. After learning that pre-workout breaks your fast, I decided to just have coffee and have just coffee be what helps me get energy for my workouts in the morning. When I'm at home, I normally will drink coffee to give me energy and do 30 minutes of cardio, and then I'll go with my day, and after lunch then I'll have my pre-workout and then do my actual workout, which is more like strength training. So yeah, I mean, it's actually been fine. I like it. I thought I was gonna hate it. I thought that by now I would hate it, but actually I don't hate it, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I have lost some weight, but I won't share any of that until after 2 weeks, just to make sure, because you know the scale fluctuates a lot. I feel like intermittent fasting, it's not really a diet, because they tell you that you can pretty much eat whatever you want. You just have to make sure that you eat within those 8 hours. But here's the thing. Even if you are doing intermittent fasting, if you're still eating in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. Or if you're eating as many calories as the calories that you're burning, then you will maintain, but you will not lose weight. In order to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. There's no other way on earth that you're going to lose weight or fat if you're not in a caloric deficit. So what I found out that intermittent fasting helped me with was just a little bit more of self-control. Because I would tell myself, you can only eat between noon and 9. So if I had a craving at 8:30 or 9, I was like, oh well, you're done for the day, so you can't have it. And it can also, I know that it helps a lot of people in that way, because a lot of people think that because you have a shorter period of time to eat, you end up eating less. So it can help to lose weight and lose fat. You just have to be careful with what you're eating. As long as you're not in a caloric deficit, you will not lose weight. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. If you're doing this for the specific purpose of losing fat or losing weight, keep in mind that it can definitely help, but you're not losing weight because of intermittent fasting. If you're losing weight, it's because you're in a caloric deficit. And to be in a caloric deficit, you can be doing IF, which is intermittent fasting, or you could be doing something else completely. So that's the only thing that I do want to point out. If the reason why you're doing this is to lose weight, then do keep in mind that you have to be in a caloric deficit. So you might still want to do some calorie counting or still follow some type of program, but it could help you just with giving you a little bit of structure. It's been officially 7 days since I started my intermittent fasting little challenge or experiment. I've said this in my other updates. I kind of like it. I've been having a little bit of trouble with like stress eating since this whole pandemic started, and I feel like this has helped me with that. Like, I know I have like this specific period of time when I can eat, and then after that I just stop, and I've had a self-control so far. So that's been good. I felt great. I haven't felt bloated. I felt fine, but I have lost some weight in the last week. I will also say it's not just because of intermittent fasting. I've also been calorie counting and making sure that I stay within my calories and my macros. So of course that will also help. But to be honest, before, even though I was trying to stay within my calories and my macros, it was really hard. I was getting a lot of cravings, and it would come up to like a point in the night, mostly in the night, when I'll just be like, F this, I just need to eat. Like I'm starving, I'm hungry. I wasn't really starving, I was just craving something. So, I mean, this has definitely helped with that. I haven't been having as many cravings, or at least I've been able to control them better. So now I'll tell you what I saw on my body, or the changes that I saw. So I did start losing weight when I was doing intermittent fasting. Like I said, I do believe that it had a lot to do with the fact that I wasn't snacking as much, especially in the morning and at night. So I was still counting my calories because I wanted to make sure that, not because I was starving at around noon, I would just go crazy and then wait and eat way more than I should have. So I was still kind of tracking calories while I was doing it. I was just trying to like be careful and not go crazy. But I did lose around 2 pounds during these 2 weeks. Now, one of the other things that I was interested to see if it was true or not, at least in my case, was if I would feel more energized. And honestly, I didn't really see a big difference there. So I'm not sure about that one. I mean, and even if I was a little bit more energized, I was also drinking coffee, which is something that I don't normally do. So it could have come from the coffee, but once again, I didn't really see anything to be like, oh my God, yes, I was so energized. I really wasn't. Not that I could tell, at least. Just to like sum all of this up, in my personal experience doing intermittent fasting for 2 weeks, I actually realized that I liked it. I don't love the fact of feeling hungry in the mornings. I don't like that. That's probably the thing that bothers me the most. But I mean, it's manageable. And I did read that it starts getting better. You know, your body starts getting used to it. It does take around a month approximately for your body to get used to it. So because I only did it for 2 weeks, maybe, you know, I need a little bit more time for my body to get used to it. But that was the only thing that I didn't really love. Another thing, like I said, is on the weekends, or, you know, if you're going out or something like that, having like to stop eating earlier than usual, that can be inconvenient. But once again, the great thing about intermittent fasting is that you can just start the next day and you're going to be fine. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick update on the intermittent fasting. So I have 3 days left of doing this. So today is Friday and the last day will be on Sunday. I mean, I still like it, to be honest. The hardest thing is in the morning, as I'm sure I've mentioned before. What I've been doing is I drink a lot of coffee. I mean, not a lot, but I drink coffee in the mornings. I add a little bit of cinnamon, and then that kind of keeps me going until around noon. So, I mean, it's been working great. Today's going to be interesting because I'm going to have a really long day at work. So I'm probably going to be at work until really late, like 11 p.m. or midnight. So that's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see if I'm able to not eat anything, because we're going to have an event and it's going to be great food. So we'll see. I still really enjoy it. It's only happened once that I kind of forget that I'm doing this at like, I don't know, 9 p.m. and like my boyfriend will be like, oh, do you want a snack? And I'm like, yeah. And then like halfway through the snack, I'm like, God damn it. So that's only happened once. After all of this, I do want to tell you that I believe I will be continuing on doing intermittent fasting. I want to do it at least for 4 weeks so I can have a little bit more time and see if you know, if I notice any other benefits or any other changes in my body. So I do plan on doing this for another 2 weeks, and then who knows, maybe this is something that I'll keep doing. I might not be as strict about it as I am being now. I might be a little bit more flexible depending on the days or what I have going on. But yeah, I'm really shocked. I didn't think that I would like it as much as I did, or that I would find it as beneficial as I did. So I'm really shocked about that. And that's why it's so important to try things out for yourself, because something that could have worked great for someone else could not be at all your thing, or something that someone else hates could be ideal for you. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try it, and I plan on making more videos like this where I try things out and I tell you what my personal and honest opinion was. So this was my experience with intermittent fasting for 2 weeks. After the full month, I will make another video and let you know how it's going. I'll just give you guys an update. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting this, but I do like it. I do like intermittent fasting. I feel like it's working with my lifestyle. It's working with my routine, at least for now. So I'll keep trying it for another 2 weeks, and we'll see where that gets me. So I believe that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.